Hi, and welcome to the Optima Method podcast. I'm really glad you're here. I'm glad that you found me and decided to hit play. I'm excited you are locked in and ready to listen. Thank you for tuning in to my very first episode. I'm excited to have you be part of my journey. Before we do anything else, I want you to take a breath with me for a second. Take this moment for yourself. Wherever you're listening from right now, maybe you're in the car, maybe you're working, maybe you're sitting somewhere quiet because this is the only time you get to yourself. This podcast was created for this version of you, not the perfectly planned version, not the I will get organized someday version, the real one. My name is Saskia, and I'm the founder of Optima Operations Consulting, also your host. I live in South Carolina in a beautiful small city with my husband and our three high energy boys. Life is full here. Busy schedules, school activities, sports, work, family, all moving at once. And I share that because my life isn't quiet or minimal, and yet structure matters more than ever. I'm originally from Belgium. I lived in England before moving to the United States about 20 years ago. And when you live in different countries, you quickly realize something. Nothing just works, nothing is just simple. Everything works because of systems, or it doesn't because of the lack of them. I've always been fascinated by that, by what happens behind the scenes, by how small changes can make life easier or harder. That curiosity never left me. Optima Operations didn't start with a business plan or a 5-year strategy. It started because I couldn't turn my brain off. I'm sure that you can relate. I've always loved learning new things, new tools, new processes, new ways of solving problems. But more than that, I love simplifying. I love simplifying things that feel unnecessarily complicated. I'm the person who looks at something and thinks, why does this feel harder than it needs to be? Can I just fix it? And over time, I notice a pattern. People weren't overwhelmed because they weren't capable. They were overwhelmed because everything lived in their heads. There was no structure. There was no set way to get through simple tasks. Processes, decisions, steps they repeated every single day. Somewhere along the way, we were told that creativity and structure don't mix. I don't believe that at all. Creativity is how ideas are born. This is where you can build something magical and see it flourish. Structure is how those ideas stop draining you. Structure is how you can sustain. Optim Operations exists in that middle space where vision meets execution. This business is founded on three things: creating, optimizing, and operationalizing. And I want to slow down and break this down in a way that actually matters to you as a listener. So let's get started. Let's start with creating. So, if you're an entrepreneur, this part is especially for you. Creating means building foundations the right way, designing processes where none exists yet, giving yourself structure before chaos sets in. If you're just starting out, you don't need to know everything. You need a place to put things as they form. And if you're already in business, you have that foundation set, but there's always room for more. Creating might look like rebuilding something that was never built intentionally in the first place, and that's okay. Then there's optimizing. If you've been in business for a while, this part might hit close to home. Optimizing means looking at what you're already doing, simplifying, refining, and improving it. Removing unnecessary steps and friction. This is for the business owner who thinks, I'm busy all day, but why does this still feel so hard? Optimizing isn't about tearing everything down. It's about making what you already have work better, just like fine tuning a guitar, just making it sound better. And finally, there's operationalizing. And this is my favorite part. This is where things really start to change. Operationalizing means taking ideas out of your head, documenting them in a way that's repeatable, making your business easier to run and not harder. This is your shift from I know how to do this to my business knows how to do this. And this matters whether you're brand new or you're years in. The insights I share here are meant to support both new businesses that want to build with intention, established businesses that feel stuck or overwhelmed or are looking for something new. If you're new, this podcast helps you avoid the unnecessary chaos. And if you're established, this podcast helps you untangle what already exists. Different starting points, but the same goal: clarity, consistency, sustainability. Let me ask you something. Does your mind ever really shut off? I know mine does not. Do ideas show up when you're driving, or in the shower, or late at night when you're exhausted? Do you constantly think there has to be a better way? I should write this down. I'll fix this later. Is your vision always evolving? If that sounds like you, you're not scattered. You're a builder. Here's what usually happens: you get an idea, you get so excited, you see the potential, and then reality hits. Where does this live? How do I make this repeatable? How do I not burn myself out? And suddenly you're back to reacting instead of building. Idea, excitement, overwhelm, repeat. I'm going to say it again: idea, excitement, overwhelm, and repeat. And yet you still love what you're creating. That tension is real. Most business owners don't need more ideas. They need a place to put the ones they already have. So let me ask you again, do you have notes everywhere? Half finished systems? Things that only work if you touch them? Does it feel like your vision keeps growing, but your operations that's right behind you is trying to keep to it's always trying to catch up? That's not a personal failure. That's just a structural gap and totally fixable. This podcast exists because I wish I had something like this earlier. Not something loud, not something overwhelming, something steady. I've overcomplicated. I've underdocumented. I've built systems that look great and didn't work. So let me tell you, the website Optima Operations Consulting that you see today is not the website that I started with. I recreated my vision. I recreated my brand. I recreated the website to meet my vision. Your first vision may not be where your vision is today. So that goes back to everything that you're doing: creating, optimizing, operationalizing, working through the motions to get it in place and make it right. One thing I'm going to tell you is, while we want to be perfectionists, while we want things to be perfect, it's never going to be perfect, and that's okay. As long as there's room for growth, as long as there's room for opportunity, as long as you still find that passion to drive you towards what your ultimate vision was. And I want to share those lessons so that you don't have to learn everything the hard way. I'm here to walk with you, to think out loud, to turn vision into operations, slowly but intentionally. One thing I want to be very clear about: I'm building Optima operations in real time. While the foundation is set, I'm building it as we speak. Does this mean I cannot consult or create content? Absolutely not. I'm going to keep doing that while I am building. This means I can build as I go and share the structure, the work, the failures, real time with you. I want you to walk that same path with me. I want you to learn and listen and not make the same mistakes I've been making. Those mistakes are okay because that's how you learn. But I want you to make your own mistakes, but learn from my mistakes. You'll hear how ideas become offers, how systems evolve, how I simplify when things feel heavy, how structure supports creativity instead of killing it. This isn't a highlight reel. This is real, and you're invited into it. Let me say this again because it matters. Structure doesn't box you in, it gives you space. So when your operations are clear, decisions feel lighter, creativity feels safer, growth feels possible, and the excitement is there. You don't need to slow your brain down. You just need to give it somewhere to land. That's what we're building here. So let me tell you, the first thing I did before anything else was setting up my folder structure. This folder structure is set up in a way so that as I'm building out the framework, the content, the path to success, this folder structure keeps me in line. This has helped me stay organized in a way that is much needed. If you're thinking, okay, this makes sense, but where do I start? I've created this free template. It's available on my website for instant download. And this template is created with you in mind. It will give you that framework you desperately need that you did not know you needed. This template includes the details, the how, the why, descriptions. It walks you through every step of the way of what you need. And you can take that as your framework and fine tune that guitar, fine tune that process for your business. The framework is there. Use it. You'll find the link in the show notes. And think as this as your anchor. It's simple, it's practical, and it will help you get what's in your head onto paper without the pressure. Before we wrap up, I want you to hear this. You're not behind. You're not disorganized. You're building something meaningful. Whether you're just starting or years in, you belong here. In the next episodes, we'll talk about what to systemize first, how to keep things simple, how to build operations that grow with you. If this episode feels like a deep exhale, follow the podcast so we can keep growing together. And don't forget to grab that free template. It's there to support you, not overwhelm you. Thank you again for being here. Thank you for listening to my very first podcast. I am so excited for you to be part of this journey. Subscribe, find me, connect with me. I want to hear from you. I want to hear about your growth. I want to hear about your business. I want to see how I can help you. If you don't see something out there that you need, ask me. It's most likely in development. It's most likely being created. It's most likely in the pipeline. And I want to be able to give it to you. I want to be there to help and support you. I want you to be successful. Again, I'm Saskia, and this is the Optima method where structure creates freedom.